WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Jackson. If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Remy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah?
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
About National Join a Positive Black Organization Day, because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people.
Yours. I'm gonna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A, the Bay, everywhere, fly all over. Your last boy couldn't get you what you asked for. Your last boy didn't even know. I'm gonna take you downtown, girl, show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you down. Show you all the finer things in life. things in life. I wanna take you downtown. I show you all the finer things in life.
WIFTPM.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and I guess I get to say it again. My co-host is in the building, Miss Ruthie. Mo money, mo money, mo money. What up, Ruthie Mo? How you feeling?
It's a little rainy outside.
Hey, y'all.
You know I'm made out of sugar, so I almost melted.
I seen Ruthie dressed up, y'all. I seen Ruthie in like she had her leg popping.
Just for the one
she
time.
You did the hit. You know what you did not do? The broke hip pose.
You just ain't see the pictures.
You got the broke hip with the.
You gotta do the hip.
You got the You got pigeon toes too. You got like the pigeon toe hip bust. You know how the
all
girls
of them,
be.
all of the stereotypes.
The girl, Ruthie, I thought you was astereotypical.
Ooh, good word.
I thought astereotypical.
Good word.
I'm telling you, Ruthie Moore had on the purple. You had what was it? Purple. You had on purple.
It was Merlot.
Wine, so you could spill your drink on it.
No, I just know the wedding colors because I was like, what is the color palette for this?
You know,
give me the number.
Well, okay, the question is though, what color tuxes did the dudes have on? Did they have
blue?
So blue is like the new like in color,
regular.
Right. You know what? I tried to get a blue tux jacket and I just couldn't seem to master. I saw Tom Brady in one. I know.
Tom
Tom Brady.
I know, but it's like I was like, dang, that's a cold tux, and I was like, but who did it? You know how you be like, who did it better? Clearly, Tom did it better.
No, Tom Brady. No,
I'm telling you,
the black man owns the colorful suit.
Ruthie, can I tell you what? We had this conversation yesterday. Did you didn't hear us yesterday, did you? You was probably chilling. So we had this conversation about like the black man and like our capitulation to white people. And it's just like, I refuse to give the white people, right, like the props. Like I just can't ever say Eminem. You ain't never go, like yesterday they wanted to, they got all offended because I was like Luka Doncic, whatever. Right? They was like, I mean, that man could ball. Mm-hmm. I mean, that made you tripping. It's good athlete, it's good athlete. I was like, nope. I'll even pick him to be on my team, but he would be not getting no marketing. If I want to win, I'll put him on the team. But nah, he ain't getting no nickname. He ain't getting no shoe deal. We ain't never putting the camera on him. They're gonna be like, he scored 60 points. I only seen him like twice on camera.
Good. So you gonna basically do the same thing that they did to us?
Basically, yes.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same. They still own the stadium.
Will Chamberlain scored 100 points and it's not even on film. You ain't even know that, did you?
Nope.
At that 100-point game is not even.
I heard about it.
On
film. Good for the goose, good for the gander. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's so crazy to me. Like,
it's such thing as healthy discrimination.
We talked about this yesterday. We was talking about this yesterday. Yeah. And I'm just saying like this. It's not, see, that's how they get us. They always get us to be like, we doing the same thing to them. No, we not doing the same thing to them. We didn't set them on fire. We didn't put them on, like it's not the same.
It's all about inclusivity now.
Right. We want you
not even from here.
feel our pain.
No, it's all about exclusivity.
Wait, who? Who am I from here?
Luka Doncic, he's not even from there.
That's my point.
Exactly.
That's exactly why every black person telling me about Luka Doncic and his pain, suffering, and how great he is as a basketball player. I don't care nothing about his struggle. Let the Slovakians tell that story. We got 3 million Luka Doncics in the world, and it's just like the dancing white boy. See? Yeah, look.
You ain't got 3 million Lucas.
Okay.
Just like you ain't got 3 million birds. They all special in their own way.
And that's exactly why they feel like they can come out and get a take.
And that's why Elvis is the king of rock and roll.
Bingo!
He really not. But
exactly.
But he's been marketed that way. Hence I say it. I ain't marketing him. Now, you know what? Like, we didn't take China. It didn't take us to market, what's old boy?
Yao Ming.
It didn't take us to market Yao Ming in China. The Chinese took Yao Ming and made him huge on their own.
He's still popping.
Right. You do your own thing. You ain't getting it from us. You got your own whole crew. I'm just telling you. I'll put him on the team. He'll be the super shooting guard of the century or whatever position he play. But he would not have a shoe deal. He would not be on. His picture would be like, you know how like when you drive by the Bulls and they got all the signs outside? He'll be in like the group picture, right? Like, I have like the group picture, and I'd be like, carry the bags, dog. It's like I feel like sometimes we are so intent on being fair. Like black folks want to be fair because we want to be treated fair, even though we never get treated fair. So we hope that by treating other people fairly.
But then let's not even talk about the religious and spiritual nature that's combined with it.
We ain't gonna even talk about. I found the white dude on camera yesterday too. Yesterday I looked at one of the videos. I found the Ruthie. White guys came to the joint, to the What's in it for the Black People cookout and asked for a plate. I didn't want to give it to him. I needed you yesterday. I needed you on Sunday because you would have held it down for me. Black people was like, you got white blood in you too. I was like, did you?
No, they didn't say you got white blood in you.
Oh, yeah, it was.
No, they didn't.
And they did, but they did the same sort of thing.
No,
like,
they didn't.
We can't be treating them like they treat us. I was like, I want them to go home and tell the story. Like, I went to the Black People barbecue and they wouldn't give me a plate. Even though I didn't ask to sit down, I didn't bring a chair, I didn't go grab no ice, I didn't come with nothing. I just felt like I just want to eat off your grill. And then didn't even, Ruthie.
What?
It was epic. But the tailgate, whew, you missed a good one.
It's good.
And it's so funny because truly black people have never tailgated. It was so interesting to me. And I can't really front like I was like this lifelong tailgater. Mm-hmm. I started tailgating like when I met the white boys. When I got the job at the lobbying firm, right? That's when I was like, they was like, let's go to a Bears game. So, I always walked under the tunnel. I didn't even know what was cracking in the parking lot. Then after I saw the white boys cracking in the parking lot, I remember being like, we need to do this at ourselves.
It was fun. There's like rules to it. Like,
Ruthie, you got to watch that Tyrone, the local support your local weed man, them slushies. Who we?
What flavors?
Oh. They had red, they had green, they had yellow. That was the flavors. They was what's the matter, Reese? Uh-oh. What's the matter, Reese? They getting you in the comments.
Oh no, I ain't reading that. It's blue. It was blue though. It was red, blue, and the yellow was
for the alphas. We tried to represent for everybody. See how I did like this? It was red, blue, and gold. That was used to be time.
Right.
Huh? It was actually Ruthie. I mean, it was mugs around there. Like, Antoine Dumela said, I really liked the mood of the party after everyone had a slushy or two. And then them Jello shots.
Good.
Ruthie, you missed out. I was a little salty with you. I ain't gonna trip though. I don't trip. I know. Then you popped out your not your little pictures, but you popped out your pictures like. You still didn't do the hip hop, so you gotta do the hip hop and the pigeon toes, and then I'm gonna let you off the hook.
Okay.
All right, that's Ruthie Moore in the building. Shout out to my man DJ Riis, the ruler, Mr. Business in the front, party in the back. Riis, how you feeling this morning?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest of y'all doing today.
Oh, Riis, what's the matter, man?
I'm chilling, man. I had some sleep last night, so you know.
Oh, so you still in it?
Oh no, like you know how you get that sleep and you just like. So yeah,
I know.
It was the rain.
It was the rain.
Rain, sleep.
I slept alone last night, too. I slept in my basement. I ain't feel like going all the way upstairs.
Dang, Riis got levels to his joint. How many levels you got, Riis? 4?
Nah, it's a bungalow. So, I got my house. I got my 2 bedrooms upstairs, then 2 on the first floor.
Damn, Riis got a 4-bedroom. 4-bedroom, 4-bath, banging them out.
I wish it was just 2 bad. 3 bathrooms. I'm sorry.
Just 2.5.
How many?
2.5, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Riis. Go ahead. I see you, dog. Okay, I'm trying to. I like that in you, dog. Y'all keep telling you, Ruthie. I be more impressed with Riis every day. Riis is Johnny on, not John. I don't like to say Johnny on the spot, but always utility. Like if something going down, Riis. And let me tell you what, if it is some money to be got, Riis is not letting it get by.
Where is that?
Like, he is not letting it get. Look, Big Swill stepped outside. Riis came in. Riis, what you doing at the cash register? I told him how to work the cash register. Well, look, right. I'm going to tell y'all what, though. It is, hey, man, Riis, you know what, man? All that was missing yesterday was you at the meeting, dog. See, I know. It's all good.
The time.
Huh?
She changed the time from 10 to 10:30, and then I told her to just let me know I was virtual.
No. It was like, you gotta be at service, dog. Sorry. From now on, you just gotta be at service, bro. All right, it's the Maze Jackson show. But no, you know what, man? And hey, Ruthie, me and Riis was kicking it, and we was like, are we going to work tomorrow? Are we going to? Because we was going. You was permeating our head, right? Like call off.
How could y'all not honor our ancestor Columbus by calling off?
No. How
could y'all not?
First of all,
call off.
I'm glad I came.
So, see,
stuff like that.
So Ruthie, like we left out and we was like, we ain't gonna go, right? Riis pulled off. Like I'm telling you, we was out there. Then I woke up. I went to bed and I was like, I ain't that bad. So I sent him a text. Then I woke up. He didn't hit me back. I sent him a text saying, Riis, I'm going in. I sent it to him at 5:45. Riis was walking in the door at 6 o'clock. And we banged it out, and we had a killer show yesterday. You saw that 346, right? You saw that. 346. Average 246 live. Hold on. Let me do that for you again. So it was peak viewers 346, but my average 244 live.
With all the shows like together.
What else? My show.
Asking, like,
my
like,
show.
With like YouTube and Facebook. Like
yeah.
Together, right? Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Yep. So they do that every day. I'm gonna start printing them out, Ruthie. I'm gonna start printing them out and I'm gonna put them up so we can remind. Cause you know how I saw yesterday. You know how when you hit the wrong key and you can't get it back, or you want to say something. You know what's hilarious about YouTube? So people have left Facebook and moved to YouTube.
I don't know why.
No, they Riis got into a fight with YouTube on Friday. But hold on. Let me tell you some funny stuff, though. So, the conversations we be having be so dope and so engaging that even the haters want to reply.
Exactly.
They even the haters wanted to look. So check it out. But the thing with YouTube is when you try to delete your comment, it say your name that you deleted it. So it'd be like, now, dog, you know I'm going to start screenshotting these deleted names so people could be, I'm going to start putting y'all on blast. Or we got to figure out a way to put this stuff behind the paywall. Because
that's where they be at, Ruthie.
Somebody was hating?
Ruthie.
On YouTube.
Oh, Ruthie. It's hilarious,
What
though.
was their name?
It's the biggest haters.
What did it start with?
It's the Maze Hater Club.
Yeah.
The Maze Hater Club has moved because they don't know, they haven't mastered YouTube yet. So, like, you can't delete, fam. Just so you know. So, when you be taking it back, like, dang, you know you want to say something?
They be saying,
I know I'm the guy, dog.
real slick stuff on YouTube because they know it. They can't say it on Facebook
Because I will.
The DN get them too. You know
Right.
So they go over to YouTube, talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where like all the other haters at. You know, and they all together. And nobody really on YouTube.
No wonder the YouTube page is growing faster than the Facebook page because my haters are moving to YouTube, right? But you know, yesterday, Ruthie, I started to summer jam me some people. Like I just, I'm
What's that when you get through off the stage?
When you get put on the screen.
When you get put on the screen, I'm just put your name up on the screen so you could be like you in the fan club too. Like, because you know how Muhammad Ali said, whether you love me or hate me, as long as you bought a ticket, fam, it's all good. Because I get the box office. So yes, but alas, my petty moment is over. What do they say? One-uppers unite? Let us unite, one-uppers. Because you have been one-upped times 5 daily. All right, let me stop. Okay. That was cathartic. You know some days I just be, where did my papers go? Oh, I didn't even print out the papers. Riis, could you grab the papers? They on the printer, man.
Man, we don't need them papers.
Ruthie. Now, you remember we used to dog people for having papers. Remember that time when Tony Pracker came in here and she had the papers?
No, that was in City So Real.
And she couldn't find.
She bounced back, though.
No.
She came a long way since City So Real.
The thing is, no, really, Lori is just so horrible.
But the silence is golden.
That's my point. It's like you ain't even got to say nothing because Lori is turning into a train crash. So even if you don't say nothing, it's like, should have picked me.
I mean, what Bobby Rush said is going to be blood in the streets. Sure enough, though, he kind of had, I ain't going to say he was right, but.
He was right.
I mean, he said it was going to be blood in the streets.
Ruthie, did you, hey, speaking of Bobby Rush, did you know we was in the parking lot? We was right there where we had the unmitigated gall to eat my popcorn. That's where the tailgate was, right? It was in the same in the popcorn. That was one of the funniest things ever. They had the unmitigated gall to eat my popcorn.
They was bogus though. And then to see him on camera, like just laugh, like
they was like, "Woo,
it's blood in the streets." And you got the unmitigated gall to eat my popcorn. I wonder what kind of popcorn it was.
You know what? Do they still make Orville Redenbacher?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I love Orville Redenbacher.
You think it was like, oh, they actually used it? You know what? They used his microwave.
Oh no, he went through it. They used his microwave, slept on his couch, sat in his chair.
Oh.
You know, it was. I wanted to see a video where they stomped out the couch like on Dave Chappelle.
And they had no mask on.
Was we wearing masks then?
I don't know.
I think during the uprisings, the mask just went away. The only people who had white masks was
we
Antifa.
was wearing masks doing the, you funny man.
Antifa had masks on. Everybody else was like, shoot, let me get this back. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. Ruthie, you got on pointy shoes?
Maze, it's boot season.
Uh-oh.
She said it already.
It's boot season.
It's boot season.
And it's raining outside.
Oh, It's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, so it's Maze, Ruthie, and Riis. Riis, let's get this soul plane up to 60,000 feet. And then we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get some news, traffic, and weather. And then we'll be right back with some headlines and the social media question of the day.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTVPN.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up!
So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them. Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistic, and of course the ballistic. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family. And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know. And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, this going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black, being black, being black. Hey, do this for my people.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, there's turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on. Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that glow on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you. When you put your grown on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman, no. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done and your nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Mo, and my man, DJ Riis. Mr. Business in the front, party in the back, the ruler. We are here, y'all, today to let y'all know that John Gruden got fired. That's right. Chucky got whacked. In case you don't know who that is, for all you Bears fans who may still be in Las Vegas, as Southwest canceled another 350 flights. John Gruden is the head coach of the Los Angeles Raiders, which was at one point was the Las Vegas Raiders that was at one point the Oakland Raiders that was at one point the Los Angeles Raiders that went back to the Oakland Raiders. Bad boy team. He actually coached there and then went back. He coached them to a Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl there, I don't think. Did he? I don't think he won the Super Bowl.
No, he won in Tampa.
He won in Tampa, right? And that was when he had that banging defense. Right. He had Simeon Rice. You know, the big one for me was Simeon because he went to U of I.
Your boy, that's where your boy legacy started at.
Who?
The great Tom Brady. The tuck rule. He should have won that year. That's where Tom Brady when Charles Woodson sacked him and they said that it was the tuck rule. Yeah, right.
That's right. It's good stuff though. Tom, terrific. We're gonna let that be. I can't do that. I told you that's my white boy timeout. But anyway, John Gruden. So yesterday, Carrie and I were watching the TV when it came across the screen. They said, John Gruden is fired for racist comments. So I didn't even read the story. I was like, what? Because, on Friday, he had gotten in trouble for calling Maurice, what's his name? What's the old boy's name? I can't think of Maurice Clausen. Isn't it Maurice? Anyway, the head of the NFL Players Association is a black dude. And he said he had lips like Goodyear tires. Black dude. In an email. Caught him in an email. So I was like, I was a little salty because I was like, I didn't expect no Raiders to show up on Sunday. No black Raiders to show up on Sunday. Or they was going to at least have talk some smack.
Man, they was caping for that man.
Let me tell you. So when he got fired for it, I saw racist comments, I was like, yes, post. John Gruden fired. I was trying to break the news before everybody saw it. So I was like, John Gruden fired for racist comments. Then I went and read the story. Then I had to go back and edit my post. Because he wasn't fired for the racist comments. Mm-hmm. He was fired for homophobic comments. Mm-hmm. They just used racism. They are now replacing racism with homophobic. And then eventually it became a slash. And now the reality is it was when they found out the emails about him dogging the black dude, it went all the way from Friday to Monday. Monday, when they found out he was dogging it was homophobic stuff in there, and he used the F word, and I'm not talking about pluck. He was fired within hours.
Oh, things change. This has been so long ago. This is not the man that I know.
But the point that I think the real story here was that it took a weekend. It took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to build momentum. They released the usage of the F word, and he is gone within hours.
That's because black people, black men,
oh Lord,
kept talking about this isn't the man. This isn't the man that I know. They refused to denounce the man, and I get it. Whatever. But did you hear any of the LGBTQ people say, "Oh, I know him"?
That's the same. Ruthie, we're gonna talk about that. See, that's what I be saying.
The multi-million-dollar salaries, boy.
All we gotta do is stay still. Like even in the case if you don't feel it, just be still.
Just
and let me do
shut up.
it. Right. Just don't. Shh. So we're gonna talk about that because I'm gonna spend a little time on that. Yeah, he resigned. No, you say he resigned, but yeah, when old Davis flew in and came and said, like when the owner comes to the stadium and is like, yo, we talked about getting fired. You think he knew he was getting, how long you think he knew? Look, he knew he was straight until the F word came out. At that point, he signed the papers because he knew.
No, well, you know that he had hate speech on the commissioner too.
Well, but the hate speech, but he called the commissioner F.
And he did not get fired.
No.
Just to let you know that.
Okay, so Riis, let me help y'all understand. The resignation is I'm going to ask you for the resignation. We can do this quietly, and you can go off into the sunset, and we're going to settle your money. We're going to give you some money, and you're going to chill.
Exactly.
Or we can fire you. And so that white folks get the option of resigning.
I was just going to ask that, but they would have just fired the black man, though.
Hell yeah. We're going to talk about this all, though, because there's a whole bunch of this that I want to get to in this, and there's a whole bunch of layers that I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about that, too. Joe Ferguson fires off in the budget hearings. Joe Ferguson, you know he gone on the 15th, Ruthie. And on the 15th, you probably won't even be here. Ruthie trying to pull a Todd.
Oh. No, I ain't. Todd just stopped showing up. At least I've been telling you.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that mess. Anyway, so Joe Ferguson on his way out the door, on the 15th he's releasing the Anjanette Young report.
Oh, okay.
Like his last day, he said, "On my last day, I'm about to drop this bad boy on you." Remember, Ruthie, you know how you was just nibbling at the emails? Mm-hmm. You know, he had a staff to be like,
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
What? Oh, I know how I feel about it. Walk out the door. We had this conversation. Was you here when we talked about have you ever been fired? What you do when you leave out the door? He pushing stuff. Riis, who was that they said Riis, did you say you was pushing stuff over on the way out the door? If you make me come to work and I get fired, I'm pushing stuff over. He pushing stuff over on his way out the door. Hey, if he tell the truth, I don't care what it's saying now. I'm just, at this point, it's like, and you know where you going to go get a job at, right?
Where?
Chicago Cred. Because everybody that's the mayor's staff that leave, they be like, we got a job for you.
Yeah, they getting that intel.
They get that right. Cause
genius.
Yes. I'm telling you, everybody who leaves the mayor's office is going over to Chicago Cred and getting a good job.
Contracts for everybody. Or they actually put them on staff.
They put them on staff.
Dang, they get benefits?
Benefits. That's rich people stuff. Right? When they be like, oh, you tell her take this job and shove it. We got you. What's the matter? We all good? All right, y'all. Oh, you making me nervous, man. See, Riis be making me nervous when he be doing all that stuff.
Listen, now if a black person stand up and look behind
right,
you
like the funniest thing is like if I watch the door when I eat, and if you talking to me, I will be like, and people be like, what's going on? I'll be like, and I'll pay attention to everybody that come in the door. All right, did you see the Latinos protest racism at Marist?
Oh.
They apparently during, I'm going to show the video later on, but apparently during the homecoming dance, they played on a Latino version of Achy Breaky Heart, at which point a large group of white people took a knee on the dance floor. And they was like, oh no, not the Mexicans.
Wait, what you mean?
My achy breaky heart. You know how they make the Latino version of every song. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The white boys in the middle of it, in the middle of the dance floor, took a knee. Like, we ain't trying to hear this at our party.
Oh, not like in solidarity. It was like a...
The white boys was in solidarity.
Oh, because it was like offensive for them to play that version of Achy Break Your Heart.
No, the white boys was like, we don't want your music at our party. So we're taking a knee. Just like you don't want to play the national anthem, we taking a knee to y'all music at Marist High School. Now, to which I respond,
oh,
you know what I say? Welcome to the Catholic League. Welcome to the Catholic League. We're going to talk about this because I got to tell y'all, like, first of all, let's start here. Marist is in the heart of Mount Greenwood. Marist, Brother Rice, all of those, like, I'm not tripping. I probably at one point wanted my son to go to Marist. Like, out of the Catholic League schools, when you take distance and all of that stuff, when we went to the school, I liked Marist out of all of them. He chose St. Rita, but he chose St. Rita really for the black quotient. He didn't go to Leo because it was no shade. So anyway, of the Catholic League schools, St. Rita is kind of like on the southwest side, is kind of like the blackest one. But I was saying, like, the Latinos are only feeling what it feels like to be the black people in the league. I mean, in that space. And so I just got to say, like, welcome to the Catholic League. Like, yo, if you put and this is the thing I always tell parents about where they put their kids in school when you're trying to put your kid in a better space, like a better, you gonna have a trade-off. Your child will encounter a different kind of racism. He will encounter active racism at white Catholic high schools. He will encounter passive racism at CPS schools. So the active racism, and we're going to talk about it, but the active racism is, yo, you putting your kids in the schools with all the people that are consciously like, yo, I don't want my kid. They don't want their kids around black people, or they want to minimize it. And the closer you get to that Pulaski hub of right there in Mount Greenwood, it's like you got to expect everything. Like, if your kid goes to Wojo's, you got to tell them. You got to tell them about walking down, catch the bus, get in the car. That is Mount Greenwood. And for the Latinos, I just say welcome. You won't understand it.
They're not going to welcome. They're going to be able to surpass the discrimination.
Yes. Now, Joe, like there is a conscious decision that you make when
black people have made a path and forged the path to make it easier for everybody else to be like, nah, it ain't gonna be me.
Right.
Everybody can be like, nah, not me. And that's because of what black people have had to endure and struggle and what we continue to fight against. And so sometimes it is hard to see other just groups of people, quote unquote, protected classes. It's hard to see them making strides off of our stuff.
Man, and when you read what they was saying, the kid, like, it's our straight playbook. We're going to talk about it some more. We're going to say that a little bit, but that's a hot topic of conversation. I was just, remember though, I told you I went to, from 5th grade all the way to 8th grade, I sat next to them people. They watched me on TV. We sat next to each other in the games, and on the last day, they still was like, is your dad a drug dealer? Right? And the other part is, all the kids was cute, and all the little boys was cute and cool when they was little. But now that them girls, I'm just telling you, straight up, it's real talk. It's real in the field over there. All right, let me see what else we got. Speaking of
what is Wojo's?
What is Wojo's? Wojo's is this. It's the like, you know how there's an after school hangout. It's like the after school sort of hot
Gotcha.
dog, but they sell like they sell like ostrich burgers and all type of crazy stuff.
Okay.
Right? Clearly made for us not to, because nobody black want no daggone ostrich burger.
You ever had a deer burger or a venison burger?
Yes, and I don't like venison. I don't like gamey food. That's why I was scared of the mutton. Remember, I was like, I don't want no lamb, but then I had some lamb chops. All right, did you see Netflix is back in Dave Chappelle?
They better. You know how many black people got Netflix subscriptions?
You know how many black people got your how many black people got your login?
No, they changed that now. It's a viewer limit. You probably got unlimited, huh? That's why you don't even know.
Man, my kids, it'd be funny too, because my kids be like, Dad, did you change your password? I'd be like, well, how do you know? Because I can't get into Netflix. You live over there. Then I'd be turning on, everybody got an account on our Netflix. You turn on the Netflix, I got to scroll through to find mine. It'd be Jersey, Boog, Carrie, Milan, Dad. I'd be like, I pay the damn bill. Everybody, if I see Coco Melon pop up on my joint one more time.
Ooh, they be using your profile?
They better not be. But I did see Coco Melon. Nah, I'm on my granddaughter come over.
Oh, okay.
I'd be like, straight
I
Coco
say they
Melon. What you want, baby?
They gonna mess up your algorithms.
I can't never find that on Netflix no more. I can't find no more gangster stuff. Like, I like gangster stuff. We're going to talk about that.
You might need to check Amazon for that.
Amazon. So I got to learn how to watch these hood movies. Cause
you don't like them?
Hey, there was one we did. We watched it was all on iPhones, and we got caught up in it. I'm going to tell you, I feel like BMF is like one of them movies right now. I don't really like BMF right now. Their acting is kind of horrible. And the black dude, they said he was black as charcoal. I was mad yesterday.
Oh.
I was salty. All right. Yeah, okay. What else? White Sox and the Sky played today. We need wins from both. Ruthie, I think, hey, Riis, I need you to find me some tickets for the next game on Friday. See if you can find me 4 on the floor, dog. We all vaccinated.
4 on the floor.
I want 4 on the floor so we can walk down. Because if they're going to win a championship in Chicago, we might as well beat. I'm going to tell you, because I've been to every championship of a professional sport except for soccer.
Really?
I've been. World Series. I've been to a couple World Series. I've been to a couple Super Bowls. Definitely, I've been to the champion, to the finals, NBA finals when the Bulls were in it.
Oh, wow.
At the United Center. Yeah, everyone.
Hockey too? Yes,
Brandon. Yes. You should. We'll talk about that. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to tell you that, man, we're going to talk about the whole Catholic League and all of the things and the things that parents need to be aware of. And I will tell you that my son is a Catholic leaguer. And there is some stability that comes with it. But I just tell you, you got to buttress your children for racism. And you got to figure out if you're going to tell them to be like, to stand up and fight every day, because they're going to encounter it every day. And then you're going to be like, so you got to figure out, do you tell your kids to adapt? Do you teach them to resist? Do you teach them, right? Like, what is their response? I think it's probably as close to real world, quote unquote, success. Like, if you move into the real world, they are moving into that, they're practicing that space because he's an athlete, right? But that's what they see. And you got to make sure that they see your well-rounded. You know what? I swear to God, I wish that like the people like you, Brandon, and even myself and all of us could turn Leo into a Catholic League powerhouse. Right? Where we got all these kids and we like, imagine if like the same thing we're talking about with HBCUs, we were able to do with our kids at, say, a Leo. Right? And force the issue. Like, enforce the issue and be like, yo, son, you are not. Now, I know we did go to Leo. Like, it's hard to show a kid both schools and then say play at the little gym. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, I just feel like we could turn that into the HBCU like like I said, in Louisiana, there's a Catholic school. I think it's called Xavier, but it's like the powerhouse where all the black athletes that go to Catholic League schools go. We don't have Brother Rice and all of those people. They're literally at the games, and then their kids who have gone to high school come back to their alma mater in their high school jacket, right? And remember when you was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade and the high school kids came and you thought you was cool, and now you got the Letterman jacket, and now sitting at your grammar school game is the quarterback from all of these schools. Then when it's time to, and I'll give you an example of this, Brandon, just real quick, and I'm sorry to address you directly, but when my son was at Christ the King, they had Brother Rice hosted a jamboree, right? And I talked about this. I think I talked about this on air, or I may have did a Facebook post about it. But the jamboree is where all these teams come in from everywhere. And basically they brought in all of the grammar school teams on the Southwest side. And it gives the schools the opportunity to see who are the players and recruit. But also it gives the kids, you go in the locker room, they give you a T-shirt. You go, the football team is there. They walk you through the locker room. So you with the big boys, but you got your cleats on and you sit at the locker and you think right? And so the jamboree, somebody thought to invite Ashburn. I can't think of what the Ashburn's football team is now. Blitz. The Blitz. Because they were all Southwest side. And so the Blitz was like the black kids who didn't go to Catholic League, but they played football. And so we're at the jamboree, and I remember the Christ the King coach where my kid is, and he was going off. Like, what are the publics doing here? We don't play the publics. And he literally was basically saying, what are the niggas doing here? Excuse my language. Mm-hmm. And we were on the field at Brother Rice, and I remember it being a big hullabaloo because it was like a lot of the coaches was like, we don't want to play them. And not because they were scared to play them, they just didn't want to bust. They were looking for a certain so yes, they're going to say, I want a kid that comes from a good home or blah, blah, blah. Or they want the story. And the challenge is, even as we look at the transition, even with this Gruden thing, it's like, Ruthie, remember how we used to, and this also goes to this marriage thing, but remember I always talk about how for black kids to succeed, it was always this white disciplinarian coach that was going to show you the right way and do the right. Well, really, the more I look at it, it's like that joint is really racist. Like, this white guy is going to be Jesus and save you from the life of your parents. Like, no, I come from a good home. And so I just would challenge us, self-included, right? Mm-hmm. Self-included. To understand, we got to make, and because oftentimes, say the kids that go to Leo, they don't have an alma mater to go back to wear their jacket. And they're not going to really walk up to the Christ the King game. But can I tell you what it would mean for the black kids who are at these schools to see black players coming back? And usually the black kids don't come back to the school because they hated their experience in the school because everybody was racist. So you don't see the black kids coming back to recruit kids to their school from the Catholic leagues. But every parent is pushing their kid in, and the kids are usually saying, man, Joe, if you looked at the Christ the King kids, the black kids was like, either we out of the Catholic League or we going to the blackest Catholic League school that we could go to, which ain't Leo, right? And only because they still want the big boy experience, right? You go, and even when you go to St. Rita, it's like they got the squad, they got the field, they got the facilities. You feel and so, even my son will rock he ain't like Mr. Super, but it's a certain level of props that come with rocking that, especially if you're on the Southwest side. Like, it's almost like wearing a St. Rita shirt is all, or like a Catholic League shirt is almost sort of like a pass.
It's like
on the Southwest side.
Black man with a broom.
Bam.
Dang.
Black man with a broom can get anywhere you want to go. You rock your, it's in their mind, it's the connotation that you've invested in your children that you're not going to leave it up to. Yes, brother, you should be concerned. You should read the article that I wrote. I will tell you that I still claim the end of Frank Linty's career because I called it early. Read the article I wrote about what happened at Mount Carmel. And the challenge you have, brother, is that if your son turns out to be a better scholar than an athlete, then they seek to punish him if he wants to do something different. Right? Like, they want the rights to, it's almost like they want to warehouse all the best talent. And if you pan out, you great. If you don't pan out, I got you on the bench and I could tie you up and your eligibility everywhere else. Mm. It's really a crazy story. I know, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on this tangent. But when I saw that story, I was just like, cry me a river. I really was. Because, but when you read the Latino girls and they was like, you want to eat our tacos and know our language? You must go. This ain't enough to come back to school. We want you to take a class damn near to learn to understand us. And I was like, ain't nobody trying to understand no black kids in no Catholic league at all. Matter of fact, when the lady you know what? It's the Mace Jackson Show. We talk about this some more when we come back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTV PM.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. You got a couple of them. Got a couple of them. Two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord. I got one. Better. I got 5 reasons. 5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around. Turn it around. He woke me up this morning. Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4. He woke me up this morning. Come on, number 3. Come. He woke me up. Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you. One of them 5s will get you. What's the second one? He woke me up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason. Number 1. Final answer. He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:04 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports, playoff sports in Chicago today, Chicago. The White Sox hosting the Houston Astros at 1 p.m. Sox looking to tie the series at 2-2 and fight off elimination. Carlos Rodon gets the start today. Over to the WNBA, as is the WNBA Finals, the Chicago Sky in Phoenix, taking on the Mercury today at 8 p.m. Sky looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead back to Chicago. Let's go, Sky. Over the traffic on a Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 37 minutes, outbound to O'Hare 27. On the Eden inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange is 46 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 32. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 56 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 42 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 51 minutes. Outbound will be 43. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 52 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 19 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, 55th to Jackson as well as Jackson to 55th is 7 minutes. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 8 minutes. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Sparkle with Ease here on the Mace Jackson Show.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like anchors fighting the waves. Upon to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you and I know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time. I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me. Know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. I didn't love you, you and I know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something. Like it was nothing. Ooh, some magic, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so easy. Say, easy to love. Easy to you make it easy. Say, to take it easy. Say, feel so weak. Say, easy to love. You make it easy. You make it easy. You make it easy.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal kids carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building, plus my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Hey, y'all, this is one of them shows I think might just go off the rails. And first of all, let's open up the phone lines. Riis, I know we didn't get to the social media question of the day. We did get through the headlines, and we're going to talk about John Gruden, and we're going to talk about all of this. Brandon Tomlin. I'm going to I'm sharing with you respectfully, right? So one of the things, and I just want to point this out to all of us black folks with child athletes, etc. Now, my child is not an elite athlete. I'm not going to even pretend to be in that space. But what I have been very involved in intimately is watching the evolution of football, particularly in the Catholic League, right? Chicago. And it's actually a trend that's happening nationwide, which is white women are pulling their kids out of football. If you notice, you're starting to see all these lacrosse teams pop up all over the place, etc. You're seeing parents saying, I'm taking my kid to lacrosse game, da-da-da-da-da. And so what is happening is there is, in the Catholic League, which oftentimes, in my estimation, you know, they would recruit the black skill position players and then had their own line and their whole, so all those teams would have elite black players, but they would be white based, right? And because we, like me and Eric and Everett and all of us talk about, the Catholic League provides the discipline and that route to get to the league or get to the next level or get to college. And so many of us are trying to get our children to the next level because we've often looked at sports and athletics as a path that offset the economics, right? So let me say that we value the education and your parents want you to go to college, but you get to play ball to offset the cost because oftentimes we don't have, college is expensive, etc. So I'm always excited when a player moves, when a player gets the opportunity. Now, remember, I told you that the white high school kids come back to their alma maters because their memories were fond. They grew up in that neighborhood. It was their parish. So they went to the church. They all grew up together, and they come back to their high school because, you know, everybody wants to come back to their high school as a big man. And if you got a Letterman's jacket and now you sitting and they schedule a game so that they don't conflict. So you can go to a high school, you can go to, and the coach will say, go back to your old school, wear your letter, wear your jacket. And then your old coach sees you, and then you're walking on the sideline, and the big boys is on the sideline with the Letterman's jackets. And now you feeling like, man, one day I'm going to be like that. Well, the challenge now, and I'm talking about football specifically, is white moms are saying no. And so now these Catholic League schools, which are football powerhouses, which are known, need to have new bodies to feed into this system, right? Because it's not that they don't want to watch the game. They just don't want their kids playing. But now remember, most of the kids that they used to recruit the kids that came from their grammar schools. But I'll give you the case of, like, in Beverly, so many parents stopped playing that they had to combine two schools to make one football. Two schools that were like the biggest rivals had to be combined to make one football team because they no longer had the parents letting their kids play. So now if you look at this, they've got to expand outside of their normal pool, right? So now they're going to places where they are looking at our elite athletes and saying, okay, our alumni still want to come to the homecoming game. Our alumni still want to see, so we got to fill these seats. We got to fill these slots. So now they're moving outside of their typical space, going into other areas. Now again, I'm always excited for a parent who has an educational opportunity, has an opportunity to use athletics to offset the cost of an quote-unquote education, but understand that the way that they look at our children is not the same that they look at theirs. So they build their children as scholar athletes, right? So my son's gonna have a biology degree and be the starting lineman, right? And you see all the stories of the super smart white guy who graduated from college earlier, has done all this work. Our children are pushed to be elite athletes. Now, if your child no longer is an elite athlete because life changes between 8th grade and sophomore year, junior year, and they brought him as a athlete, because remember, you gotta buttress your kid if you put him at one of those places, because they'll feed him all the great stuff until he ain't what they want from him. So now, if he doesn't explode into some great athlete, you are now this black kid in this school. Like, I was the black kid at the school who couldn't hit the basketball, and nobody cared about the smart black kid.
That's what I was going to say. Can they become scholars instead of athletes? Or
that's on your parents, though. That's got to be your parents. It's just like you can't rely on your parents. I mean, you can't rely on CPS to educate your kids. One of the things I think happens with black parents is we put our kids in these schools and then be like, yo, like, I think there's the academic part of it, which I don't think that the kids, I think that we compete there. But I don't think that oftentimes if your parents haven't lived it, and I feel like I'm in a unique experience because we went through this at Bolingbrook at a smaller level. I mean, being in a space where if they're willing to allow your child to be a tackling dummy, right? They are okay with him being concussed because they don't value him the same, right? And so all of these things got to be woven into your thought process because, again, they love you. How many times have we seen a story of the black athlete that is part of why our basketball crew clientele, right? Like Black Chicago has a kind of a weird basketball universe where there's a whole crew of basketball players that were like superstars in high school, like everybody. And then when they come back to earth, they exist in this kind of like purgatory because education was never really the priority. Right? So everybody still see them as basketball legends. And then you find them in this scandal that we saw with the NBA. Right? Where these people that, if you list all the names, if they come to Chicago, they are local celebrities. And they've been in that space. And because so many people have left the league that you play. I think I'm about to get in trouble. Don't get mad at me, Erica. So the phones are open. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. You got to buttress your kids. Y'all, and I'm telling you this from the standpoint of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like if you send your child to a Catholic school, he's going to face active racism that prepares him to operate in the real world. If you send your kid to CPS, you're going to send them to passive racism where they won't prepare them to succeed in the real world, both educationally or socially in a world with white folks. It's a conundrum. And then add on top of this, I'm going to layer in the John Gruden story. John Gruden, respected coach, quote unquote, football, like a football, not supernova, but a football like expert. He was out of the league for a while. They used to rely on his analysis, etc. And they saw him calling DeMaurice Smith, who is the head of the NFL Players Association, describing his lips as tires. Now, he tried to play it off and say that when I find people lying, I call them they have rubber lips. But we all know that in context to talking about a black man, a dark-skinned black man who does have black features. We knew what you meant. Now I want you to think about all of the kids that every black person whose livelihood has been some way, shape, or form controlled by this guy or impacted by. And he feels that way about you. Now, he has reached the pinnacle, won a ring, and is a leader of men, quote unquote. But if that's what he thinks, how many other coaches? How many other times have our children been in the hands of people who think like that? So you live in Chicago. How many coaches, how many of our children have been put in the hands of white coaches because that coach is going to get our kid to the next place? But here's what he thinks about you. Now, I'm going to talk about this John Gruden thing at a different point, because when I saw that he got fired, they put across the ticker, he was fired for racist comments. His racist comments happened, they found those on Friday. So when he was coaching on Sunday in the Bears game, I was like, dang. Then on Monday, when the emails were released that he used the F word, and I'm not talking about pluck, the F word in relationships to homosexuals, he was fired. Resign, call it what you want, he had to leave. And I was just thinking about, there's a couple pieces of that. So we're going to start with the fact that, how do you know that you're not putting your kid in the hands of racists on a daily basis? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Let's go to the callers. Callers, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got? Who's there?
Hello?
Turn it off in the background. Callers, when you call in, you got to turn your radio or your computer down in the background. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Hello? Katie, what's
Hello?
up? Hey, Katie, come on.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. We got so many interesting topics, and I appreciate you bringing up all these topics. Thank you so much. I was really amazed, well, not amazed. I was interested in seeing the story of the football players, football players that got caught up in the where they had to go and scam the
NBA
health
players,
system.
the NBA players, NBA.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, well, that was NBA? Yes. Okay, so that was really interesting to me because it shows that we don't prepare our young people to how, when they're in the NBA or in making millions of dollars, what they can do with their money, so that when they are retired or kicked off the team, that they can survive and they don't have to go and scam the system. So, I think that we got a lot of work to do with that area.
Thank you so much for that call, Katie. Can I point out something too? So all these coaches that loved all these people and all these players never saw fit to get them any financial advice or anything like. I mean, we put our hands in the case of these in these people because they make us feel special, right? They make us feel like, you know, like we're special. But the reality is, we're only special if we can deliver for them in their time of need. And so I'm not denigrating that process. What I'm saying is, you cannot let them understand that they love you because our kids, as they pull their kids out, they got to adjust to the times. So they got to go recruit new people. They got to make you feel special. But how many times, again, are they truly concerned about the well-being of your child? And I'm saying be open and knowledgeable about that when you go in. They don't love you. Mm-hmm. It's like, can that dude produce? Because I can't get no white lineman no more. I can't get no white. You telling me if they could get a white running back, they wouldn't be trying to get him at the Catholic League? I just caution us all because, and I'm telling you my own personal experience. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you it's the fight that I've had with myself. Let's go to the live lines. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What you got for me?
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello. Hi, Maze. It's Erica. How are you this morning?
What's up, cousin? This is my cousin Erica, y'all. Erica Swain for real in the comments. What's going on, cuz?
Well, nothing much. Well, you know, as you know, Braden is a student at Mary.
That's my guy, son. Go ahead.
While he was not at that. They split their homecoming. Freshman, sophomore was the homecoming. Had their homecoming dance a week prior. So this was a junior senior homecoming. And so once the information hit all on social media, he was very disappointed because he really loves Marist. He loves the education he's receiving. He loves the activity. But we had to have that conversation with him before he chose Marist. We told him, you know, we're basically sending you to the enemy to go to school if this is where you want to go. So even though we had that tough conversation with him, he still was very disappointed in the behavior of the students. Because he's like, you know, we pray every day. What is this? And I had to tell him, racist people pray every day too. So you do have to just keep your students prepared. I mean, keep tell your children, if you're going to send them to these Catholic high schools, this is what they're going to say.
You are 100% correct, right? And let me tell you, Eric, I opened up this conversation by saying when we went on the Marist school tour, and true, no shade, I got family at I got more than one family member at Marist High School. Riis, I got more than one family member at Marist High School, so I don't want to cause any drama. I'm telling you that if I was picking, if I had my druthers, I would have picked Marist as the parent. My son picked St. Rita for everything that I did not pick it for, right? And I think, like, it's very easy to, when you walk through them halls and you see all of that, and each one of them got their own personality, but you got to be thinking, like, this wasn't built for us. And they haven't, it's sort of like they got to take black kids in, but they haven't really, it's like they haven't welcomed them. They've been like, adapt. Go to the phone lines. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller?
Good morning, Maze, Ruthie, and Riis. How are you this morning?
Right. Who's this?
This is Cassandra.
Hey,
Cassandra Matz.
Hey, Cassandra Matz. It was good seeing you on Sunday, too. Thank you for coming.
I had a blast. I had a wonderful time. I enjoyed myself. We've got to do more of those.
Yes.
But, Maze, you are hitting home this morning. I was on the treadmill this morning just screaming because you brought up Mount Carmel's name. And I'm calling out the coach, Coach Hurley. If I run into you in a dark alley, only I'm coming out. Let me tell you, I sent my son to the lion's mouth and that was Mount Carmel. My son was an athlete by nature. He'd been playing baseball since he was 3. So I was looking for a school that not only had situational baseball, had the whole training for them, but also academics. And I thought that was Mount Carmel. Now, I paid a mint for my son to go to Mount Carmel. In 4 years, my son had 10 at-bats. Do you hear me? 10, and had to make the team every single year. Had to try out every single year. His junior year, he made the team. The coach made him keep score. Now, he made the team. And get his coffee. And make sure his coffee was not hot that's going to burn his tongue. Trust. Can you believe that? This is what my son had. His senior year. My son was so happy. Mom, it's my senior year. I know I'm going to play every game. It's my senior year. That's what they did for all the white boys. His senior year, they brought up a sophomore to play his position. I was on fire. Let me tell you, I am not a quitter. I taught my sons not to quit. Learn the lesson. There's a lesson in this. I'm not transferring you out of this school, but what I am going to do, I came to every practice. I was at every practice. I was at every game to be my son's support system. And I told him, we're going to learn this lesson because we're going to see white. White going to always be white. And we're going to see it out in the real world, and you're going to know how to handle it. And that's what we did. But as for Mount Carmel, I can take a Molotov cocktail and just throw it in their window.
Ooh.
That's all I had to say this morning. Love, peace, and harmony.
That didn't sound very lovely, but thank you, Cassandra.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I'm you know, y'all, it's like I feel like sometimes when I look at these situations, I don't know that we truly understand the scenario. And it's like,
I think people understand, but once you understand, you have to then be equipped. She was equipped to be able to go to her son's practices and games.
Oh, that's what I was going to go to. So, right. It's part of the reason that I'm probably, and my son gets embarrassed, and, I stopped doing it now that he's in high school. But, wasn't nobody going to cheer for my son being good at them games. So I was the loudest mug in the stadium. If he touched the ball, if he hit the ball, he knew. Do you understand? I drove across. I could be in Northbrook. Mm-hmm. But if he had a game, I was trying my best to get there because I watched them steal his confidence in middle school. Like, at the whim of white folks, I watched them steal his confidence that he's just now recovering in that game. And it's like you love the concept of the school, but I truly feel like they hurt him. Mm. Right? And think about on your last day, your classmate be like, your daddy was a drug dealer. No, I'm just richer than all y'all.
I'd have been like, yeah, and he sold y'all parents they stuff.
See? That go Riis, right? Look, let's take a quick break, and then I promise we're going to talk about John Gruden. Is there any more? But y'all call me. If y'all got any thoughts on this, I do. And Brandon, I'm sorry you sent me on a tirade. But I'm going to talk. We'll take any. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Like, what challenges do you have trying to educate your children in this system? You talk about sending your children to the enemy to be educated. Like, sometimes I feel like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Because if you send them to, again, think about the concentration of high schools in Mount Greenwood. Think about what you got to do just to get to them and get out of them. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black group-led organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your Black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:36 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. In sports today, it is playoffs in Chicago as the White Sox will be hosting the Houston Astros at 1 o'clock p.m. today. Sox looking to even the series at 2-2 and fight off elimination. Carlos Rodon gets the start for the White Sox today. Over to the WNBA, it's the finals. The Chicago Sky are in Phoenix, taking on the Mercury today at 8 p.m. They need all the support they get. So let's cheer on Chicago as they can bring home a 2-0 lead back to Chicago and clinch the first WNBA championship Friday here in Chicago. Over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 1 hour. Outbound to O'Hare is 42 minutes. On the Edens from Deerfield to the Exchange is 1 hour and 8 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 49. The Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 1 hour and 5. Back out to Thorndale is 53 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 55 minutes. Outbound will be 38. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 55 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, there's an accident, so from 55th to Jackson is 15 minutes, but from Jackson to 55th is 7. On the north side of things, from Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 9. Accident, so from Bryn Mawr to Randolph is 22 minutes. Today's weather is currently 63 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 59. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here is Valerie here on the one and only Maze Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in the building. I got my man, DJ Riis, in the building. Hey, y'all. So, Summer, I'm going to hit you up real quick because I saw this. I'm going to read your comment real quick. Black elites basically paying for a master class in racism and discrimination while receiving an elite education. I take umbrage with that, and I gotta. This is the thing that I think we got. So I'm not gonna say we gotta stop doing. You have 100% a right to say that. What I would ask is that sometimes you move it from black elites, because I would argue with you that Catholic school is a sacrifice for a lot of people. Like, it's a monthly payment. Like, I'd be like, dang. It ain't like I walk up and be like, here goes $20,000 for the year, or excuse me, $15,000 for the year, plus fundraising, and you struggle. You scrape pennies together because you have a value for education, and a lot of times you tell your kids, "Suck it up," because I want you to know arithmetic. And when you read the book and it says that 1 in 4 black kids are going to an underperforming school, damn, do I want my kid to at least be able to read? To see that he got to go to the blacks only side? And so I don't like to characterize it as black elites, because when you see most of the parents, they're working class people. They've just chosen to prioritize, whether it's stability, whether it is, boy, just like we've told people, we've told our children, we've told each other, suck up racism all the time. Shoot, I advise it. Suck it up, buttercup. You think racism don't exist in the world? Remember Debbie Allen? She was like, "You want fame? Well, right here, fame costs. And right here is where you start paying." And so I think we got to stop looking at it. We got to try to stop vilifying each other in the struggle that we both have.
Well, I think Summer has a point related to the whole masterclass aspect of it. So if you want to fast track your kids into understanding what money looks like inserted into the equation of racism, I think she has a point. Because it is kind of like like you got to pay for it. Like, it ain't free, like you just said. But it's levels to it.
I thought it was master's class, but I get you.
No, a master class. You know how like you go pay for
so you learn how to deal with racism uptime. Yeah, you got to pay for it.
Yes, not master as in.
Oh, my bad, Summer. My bad. Yeah, I thought you was whooping on me. I was like, I'm not the black elite, sis. I'll be like,
no.
Good Lord.
But I do think it is.
That's them FXWs.
What's that?
That's when there's the black elite schools. That's different than going to there's the elite.
It's levels,
right? Like now you talking St. Ignatius, you talk about FXW, you talk about them Parkers and all that stuff. That's different.
But I also think that
school
to think that a kid that goes to CPS doesn't experience systemic racism and racism too, like they also experience it, just in a different way.
That's what I was saying though.
I think the way that the way that your kid might experience it is like I don't know if it has more validity or less validity. I think it's just perceived value.
Let me say this, Ruthie. I think that's why I was saying passive and aggressive racism, right? Like to me, there's a passive racism that exists in certain public schools with white teachers, which they have a lower expectation for our children.
Versus in the Catholic schools where the young people and their parents are more openly racist. Okay.
So I'm telling you, all of the kids experience. It's like pick your poison. It's like you can pay to put your kid in and hope that he comes out with mad science and STEM and all of that stuff after pushing all of that other stuff out of the equation. Or you can go to a school where your kid don't got a computer. He using books from 20 years ago. That whatever. And I think all of these are choices. That it's just there's no right or wrong. What I'm telling you is our children get caught in this conundrum. And when the white girl said, Latinos, like, I was like, welcome to, and quite frankly, what I have seen in my experience is that the Latinos, at least from my experience, were welcomed. Right? They had the shared Catholic experience, so they went to the parish, they went to now the school may change up a little bit because in the grammar schools, you really go to your parish, which is in your neighborhood. Now, with the high school, you move them all around. Man, why are you looking at me like that, Ruthie? Why are you making that face?
I mean, it's just the types of decisions that parents have to make. But I mean, I also think about the parents who ain't even thinking like y'all, who just send their kids.
I'm gonna tell you,
So it's levels.
And Ruthie, I'm gonna tell you that there is, and the thing I think happens. I think I'm hypersensitive to this. To this because I feel like I lived it. Like if you were to talk to everybody else, they'll be like, "Oh, Mason loves school. He's the best. He gets straight A's. He loves." Man, I hate it. I loved learning. I hated school, and I hated school for the lack of Miss Ruppel thinking I was equal and Miss Roble thinking that she needed to pet me on the head. And it was only after I got Miss Higginbotham who said, boy, you can go do whatever you want to do. It's just crazy. Let's go to the live line. Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. Hello?
Hello, my name is Jim. How are you?
Hey, Jim, how are you? Uh-oh, I think we about to be in trouble. What's up, Jim?
Okay, interesting conversation. Ideology is great on it, okay? And I hope more people are listening to you guys. You're kind of a station that's not well known, but I like your conversation. Listen, sooner or later, I'm 7 years old. I'm a black male. I was raised on the west side of Chicago. I was sitting on the fire plug during the riots when Dr. King was killed on 16th and Pulaski, where I lived and was raised in the ghetto. Listen, these Latinos had another religion, but it was replaced by the Catholic religion. During the colonial times, their religion was taken from them, and they were given this Catholic moniker and religion. And they're stuck with it now. All Catholic churches were built on top of their old initial religion. Just as we as black people don't have a religion, we have their religion. And as long as we are in that subliminal mindset, whether it's Catholic, racism, John Gruden, corporate America, going overseas to the Muslim countries and wiping them out, whatever it is, we have to understand that we've been mentally trained, subliminally trained to be subservient to a religion and a race, white people, and Catholicism or baptism. Until we understand the role that religion plays in our subconscious, forget about the race and the people and the John Gruden and the words they say and the racism and the Catholic Church and all the nuns, what they did, and the coaches. Until we understand how religion has affected us subliminally as a people and understand that we are trained to kill ourselves and not others, only then, and I'll be dead and gone by then, will we understand what our plight is. But we're afraid to attack the religion aspect. We are so fearful, and they trained us well. We're so fearful of attacking the religious aspect, the subliminal religious aspect of racism and white superiority, as they've trained us into thinking. That's my call on it. Young people will, 30 years from now, maybe they'll be able to talk about this religious conundrum that you mentioned, and it'll be like you talking about racism right now on the radio. But they'll be able to come forward a few years and say, yes, it is this religious thing that's hampered us mentally, subliminally, subconsciously, and made us stay in the same place, spinning our wheel, trying to figure out how to solve this problem of these people. As they are trying to figure out how to solve the problem with us people. It's always a problem. And they're going to keep putting things in the way so that they can stand on top of the problem. That's my call on it anyway. Thanks a lot.
Caller. Hey, caller, where you calling from? You go. All right, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Go ahead, Ruthie.
Just want to say that I said that earlier in relation to religion and how we probably maybe don't really want to touch it and don't want to talk about it. Now you're gonna have to go back and run the tapes to see who put that on there, right?
I know who did it. We had this it's the show that taped the J Hud show. They taped J Hud and Shanice and them the other day. We blowing up in the world, just so y'all know. Go ahead, Ruthie.
No, I was done. I was just talking about that it's the religious aspect.
So I can't dress up for church no more.
It's more so about
I be shining my buttons.
Inclusivity, forgiveness, like all of these things that make it hard for us to discriminate.
Right. So that's why we got to make sure we get a white boy a plate. That's
because what would Jesus do? He would feed the hungry.
What?
That's how they get us.
Jesus would market Luka Doncic in a black world, in the blackest sport in sports.
Jesus wouldn't see no color.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would. See, that's it goes so deep. It goes so deep, Ruthie. It's like
I know. But I think the caller is spot on.
What?
With the way that he is talking about the religious aspect of all this. And he said that maybe one day young people gonna be sitting around talking about religion like we talking about racism. And I think he on to something, because the way we talking about it right now in my generation is we just ain't going to church.
Not at all.
Look at the numbers. And COVID really put a divide in it. Is it online? Can I log in? Because can I pay my tithes online? Y'all got Cash App?
Ooh.
I mean, those are normal things for churches to have nowadays, because they know if they want to keep people engaged in a certain type of way, they got to adjust with the times.
That's why he got the Jordans on stage now.
Got to appeal with the times.
I'm saying he had a Jordan display. Like, he had all the new Jordans. I was in, where was I at? In Myrtle Beach. Yeah, man. And the white pastor had on Jordans. He had like the new retros, all of them in a case, in the shoebox and everything, and was coming back. Meanwhile, anyway, y'all, this is kind of crazy. What y'all think? Do y'all think? You got
did you hear the caller say that her son was like, but we pray every day?
Mm-hmm. Man, the Klan came out the church.
They burning the cross.
Right. All right, Riis said we got phone calls. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson show. What you got? Caller?
Hi, is this, are you speaking to me, Mace?
Yes,
this
sir.
is Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, what's up, brother?
Hey, look here, I got burned out yesterday. I called the guy, didn't like my response. But look here goes the question. The question of God and from a black perspective. Let me begin with a truth. I was born, and we were born in a black race, period. I could spend a lot of time trying to understand why, but that is not the intent of my discourse, but rather what is and what is not when it comes to the question of God. I will begin with the following statement, which is just short of 28 years in search of the correct answer. My conclusion has been, if at the end of my search, I could neither prove or disprove the presence of God or gods, my first task would be to immediately create one. The God I would create would be in the image and likeness of those which it was created to serve. And therein lie the crux of our problem. We have no God in our image and in our likeness. And until we can create one, we're going to be limited by the definition and interpretation of others. Right on, Mace. What you think?
I think you might be on to something that time, Roosevelt. They was on you yesterday, but today I think you on to something, brother Roosevelt. I think you
want
do.
to get started again.
I volunteer to give y'all my picture for the image if y'all want to use it. It's the Mace Jackson show. We got anybody else on that line, Riis? What's up, Ruthie? You seem like you was about to say something. Come on, talk to me.
No, I mean, I think it's a very, when we talk about spirituality and religion within the black community is deep, because it just impacts so many different areas of our lives. And when you start to kind of like explore for yourself and you say, oh, like I'm black. Like if you understand your blackness and your connection to the creator, how we got a direct link. Like we ain't got to go through all this other stuff. We got a direct link. Like we are I don't want to, I ain't trying to get us.
We the chosen people.
I ain't trying to get us cut off, but
we ain't cutting.
Hey, you better hope no Jews listening.
Hey! That's no, you can't say that.
But when you,
we could.
No, I didn't say that.
But when you understand,
she said that. I didn't say that.
But when you understand the role of melanin in all of this, and you can, and you tap into it, like we are powerful beyond measure. Like, but you got to tap in. You got to tap into it. You got to tap into it.
I want to be like.
But I think part of it is some people be tapping into that and then be misusing it. And so if you tap into it and you know what I'm saying, like you trying to be righteous, like you really can't lose. Like for real. But it's a deep conversation, and I don't know if people really ready
we should do that
to
on
talk
Sunday.
About Sunday. You know what I'm saying, the role of our third eye and how we don't gotta go through no man to get to God. He looked like us. He looked like me. He looked like you. Like
he got a fade.
No, he got hair made of wool.
Man,
I know, man. Skin like the brass, boy. I know, man, boy.
You read the Bible, I know.
I had to read it every summer before I could go outside.
Yeah, you too.
Mm-hmm. Like the dude be like cover to cover. No, cover to cover. No.
Oh no, you read the Bible cover to cover.
Homie.
I mean, you sat in your room for the first month of your summer.
I did.
That's what you had to do.
Reese, I'm not lying. That's the point. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st, 2nd Thessalonians, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 3 John's, Jude, Revelation. That's just the New Testament. I don't remember the Old Testament like that, but my brother, when I tell you I had to read the Bible cover to cover, and dude would be like, what happened today in Acts? Da-da-da-da-da-da.
How you feel like that impacted your life?
I don't go to church.
Why he say dude? Like
Interesting.
That daddy.
Dude. Because you heard me, dude. Anyway, yeah, man. No. I feel like I feel like, though, honestly, that is a challenge for me. Because I do feel like the older I get, the more hypocrisies that I see. But it's also more, not so much hypocrisy with the Bible as much as the people that were the interpreters, right? And so it's a weird thing because I get caught into both of these places. Hey, let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Don't be sorry. My life is good. What's up, Reese? What's up, caller?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey.
This Anthony.
Let me stop. Good morning, Miss Ruthie.
Good morning.
We missed you. Hey, ladies, the funny thing about the Catholic Church, you notice how they having to consolidate a lot of these churches and whatnot all of a sudden? 2-3 parishes have to combine to make one. They going broke, man. The funny thing about it, all that beating on their chest, we this, we that, they going broke. Quiet as kept, man. And there's been a lot of racism in the Catholic Church. There's been a lot of shenanigans, as the Irish folks put it. Every time you turn around, they settling with somebody because they done messed with their child. Okay, so I and the funniest thing about it, when I was a wee little guy, when it's Pop Warner time, I wanted to play for the parish in the neighborhood. They said I had to be part of the parish or I couldn't play. And my dad usually let me do anything I wanted pretty much, as long as I go to school and act half right. He said, no, you can't join the Catholic Church, son. And I'm like, can't join the Catholic Church? He said, no, because I'll end up having to kill one of them priests up there about you. So I don't know, and as I've gotten older, I see some of these cases and stuff where they're settling for millions with these people that they, found her with and whatnot as children. I don't know if I would send my child to a Catholic school. There is that.
I'm going to tell you, those are all the challenges thank you, Anthony, that we face. I want to, because I be looking at these things. So, the man homie said Friday show, and it was actually yesterday, was about how much we love white people. Maze talked for an hour about not sharing a hamburger with a white dude. Now we talking about letting the enemy educate our children. Hey, Joe, can I help you understand this? Like whether it's and this hold on, because these be the moments. This is exactly why it's very difficult to grow a black something. We've been talking about the hard choice that parents have to make either way. Are you suggesting that if you don't send your child to Catholic school that they won't face racism? No, they'll face a different kind. Neither is greater or less than, right? And that is the whole point of this conversation. And it was sparked when a brother asked us, should he be concerned about a Catholic school recruiting his child? I said yes, because I relayed my experience. Now, as Erica just pointed out in the broadcast, she said that her son noticed the inequity between being a Catholic high school student and a public grammar school student and was like, yo, and when your kid walks into and has access to all the tools, I say I'll whoop racism no matter what. But you got to give me the opportunity to compete. So if my kid has never seen a computer until he gets to college, you've already set him back doubly. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Thank you to everybody from WBGX who has tuned in to us. We appreciate you as well as everybody on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We will continue the conversation shortly after we come back from these messages. This is the Maze Jackson Show. This one took off. I'll take it. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:02 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. Playoff sports for Chicago today. The White Sox will be hosting the Houston Astros today at 1 p.m. Looking to even the series at 2-2 and fight off elimination. Carlos Rodon for the White Sox gets the start. In the WNBA, it's the WNBA Finals. That's the Chicago Sky are in Phoenix, taking on the Mercury today. The game is at 8 p.m. Sky looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead back to Chicago. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is an hour and 9 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare, just 28 minutes on the Eaton. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is an hour and 11 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield, just 45. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, an hour and 8 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 51. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 2 minutes. Outbound will be 42. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 47 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, still an accident, so from 55th to Jackson is 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 7 minutes. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 9. Please avoid the other way because Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 42 minutes. Today's weather is currently 63 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 and a low of 59. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Loch Ness with Terrorism here on the Maze Jackson Show.
Is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narratives. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism. Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
This is the Maze Jackson Show. Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm laughing because, Ruthie, I was getting ready to tell you, people be trying to sneak over to YouTube, but they ain't know how to change their profile. So they don't be anonymous.
You can.
You
got to log out.
Oh, you got to log out? Well, I'm just
comment.
telling you. When you leave, y'all got, if you going to lurk, you got to do it better. You got to learn how to, it ain't like the Facebook. So if you're going to lurk, it leave. If you said something, it say you took you erased your comment by your name, right? So then we be like, wait, you get up early in the morning to watch? I thought we wasn't Jack. I thought we what? I know you got John Blaze. Yo, I got hot shit. I got John Blaze shit. My shit hot. This dude get up every morning. He be getting 350 views. I be doing great shows. I be getting 50 live, son. Son, I ain't sold no albums. Dude come out with one show. He do me for the whole week, son. I got John Blaze shit.
That's really good in New York, Maze.
Yo, son, I'm just trying to say, why do people be getting up watching that Maze Jackson show in the morning? What he got, I ain't got. What he got? I mean, look at him, dude. I mean, look at him from Bolingbrook. He not from the streets, son. I'm from the streets. No, I'm just from Bolingbrook. Oh, just 300. Yeah, that's for my 90s people. Remember the Mad Rapper? Yo, son, I got John Blaze. Why this dude, I done dropped 4 albums. I ain't made no money, son. I made no money, son. I dropped 4 albums. I do my thing every day. I make no money, son. This dude come on. He do a show. He talk crazy. He talk about, son, he talk about a plate, son. Son, he talks about a plate, and he gets 400 views live, son. What's wrong with my shit, son? I got John Blaze shit. You know the type. Loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
Is that Jay-Z?
Yes.
You know it. Black album, baby.
The Black Album.
I got John Blaze shit, son. Telling you, son. Be up here doing my joints and stuff. Be around here got my people. I got cameras and joint. I could get an iPad, son. I could do that. Okay, y'all. I am so petty.
Mm-hmm.
I am, but it's like you can't be sneaky. You can't be sneak dissing. You can't be sneak dissing, dog. Riis, I know. Riis be like, just let it be, son.
Hey, it's okay. I'm the chat enforcer. I keep trying to tell him.
Not the chat enforcer.
Hey, listen, at the barbecue, they try to, you know what I'm saying, talk to me and everything. I say, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I know y'all older. I'm 33. I got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't got something to say back. You know, if you say something like you said, how your son said, is your daddy a drug dealer? Yes. I was wondering why we stopped by your house the other day. He was dropping them drugs off to your mother.
Oh, not to your mama.
Yes, makes sense. You just talking about, is my daddy a drug dealer? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go. So, yeah. So, they be here talking. I just be here laughing.
You know, Riis, it's if people get on your bad side, it ain't easy to get off.
Not at all. But you know what? I do forget. I just don't forget. Like, I can secretly, hate you. You know, I just respect you. And, but underneath, man, if you
that's why Riis be looking at me like that. That's why you be looking at me like that, Riis.
Nah, man, you know I rock with you, man.
I be having I know, man. Riis, one day your shit gonna be John Blaze like me. I got
you. It's gonna be John Blaze, son.
It's gonna be John Blaze, son. I get up and do my show every day. Dude, this dude turned on, he got 400 views every day, son.
I don't like him, but I watch every day.
I don't like him, son. I hate that dude, son.
Got an alarm clock.
You got to know what he doing, son. I'm doing numbers, son. Eesh. Sorry.
Somebody just put a comment. Your mama on the crack rock. I think that those nights, yeah. I do kind of miss albums that did. They was long, but that's
not long. They were stories. An album was a journey.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's like you used to buy an album and it was a story, right? And it was like every song was supposed to be laid out right. And then, and when it was a cassette, you couldn't really skip because the time it took to fast forward to rewind, you'd be mad.
I could just listen to it, but I didn't.
I haven't listened to the whole thing. Fast forward a minute, went twice. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm petty. Some days I'll be petty. I can't help it. But I know so much John Blaze. Maze Jackson. He from Bolingbrook, too. Shout out to King Sosa.
I had to say, you talking about the clothing line?
No, King Sosa. You ain't know from the streets of Bojo. Made me pull up the video. And you know why I play King Sosa?
Why?
Because they hate it. Because it's like, from Bolingbrook, it's a part of that really has to cook people. Because, they want to be like, dude, it's okay, I'm through. I can't be. Sadiq, I'm not even talking to you. We had vegan smoke all ready for you. We had the vegan section of the parking lot set aside. Twin, you know why we gotta do? Cause even as much as they want to talk about, they still can't beat us. If they bring King Sosa, we should have King Sosa open up the next time we play a city football game, so they could talk so much smack, and then we whoop them again. I told y'all King Sosa Hollywood and me. I was like, King Sosa, You King Sosa, let me take a picture with you, man. You know, I was amping him up. He was like, come on, man. Hurry up, though. Turn the camera this way. I got to go now. I was like, dang, I just got stunned on by King Sosa.
That's why when you walk up to celebrities, I learned it's best to just record. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take the picture because they so fast. Just record it and then save it.
Oh, that's smart.
Nah, you know what? This is what I say. If you ain't got time, I don't want to be like, I was in the picture. If you ain't got time to stop me, I don't want the picture with you no way then. Move around.
Yeah, I ain't no picture person.
We know, Ruthie. I was trying to stalk you on Instagram. You ain't even got no Instagram. I then was like, all right, let me send Ruthie a message.
That's crazy. I think it's crazy to tell people where you at.
I always tell them when I'm gone.
It's crazy to me. It's even to me that's even
You
crazy.
got to look at Asia page. You be like Ruthie in the corner.
Or just call me.
Oh.
I've been had the same cell phone number for
me
like
too.
20, 30 years.
What did you start with?
A track phone.
Ooh. Okay. I started with US Cellular.
5 minutes. Then I had Singular.
Ooh.
Remember Singular?
Yeah. Used to be like, no, Singular actually had good
Singular
service.
was decent.
That's that gold phone. Didn't Singular have a gold phone?
I don't know. I had a little flip with a little mirror on the front.
Dang.
You had to flip.
Remember, I used to be a Nokia dude. All right, wait, let me back up. Let's go to the phone lines. We got callers. We done went off. Yo, son, don't be mad. John Blaze shit. It's the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, caller? You on the Mace Jackson Show?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, caller. Caller, are you there?
Hey,
hello? We can hear you. What's
yeah,
up?
this Deacon Quarles. Say Deacon Quarles, that's who we talking to.
It's who?
Deacon
Quarles.
Okay, what's up? Oh, Deacon Quarles. What's up, Deacon Quarles? What's going on? How you feeling today? What you got for
Hey,
us?
what's going on? Hey, nothing much. Couldn't hardly hear y'all, man. It's the first time I'm calling y'all when y'all not on the air. Listen, my quick statement on religion. Religion is the one thing that contributes to our separation because religion denominations are separated. There's no need to be separated if you believe in the same thing. If you believe hot is hot and cold is cold, it's no need for one group to only have jackets and one group to only have shorts. You know what I'm saying? So right now, our dilemma is we are deliberately separated by what we think is right to do. And religion is one of the primary causes of that, let alone all the other things that separate us, like economics, education, and things of that nature. And even to the basic point, or the basic of color. And even within our own group, we're separated by color, albeit it may be unintentional, but it's subconscious. So our separation is what is really getting us, it's really got us in this dilemma. And until we get that out of the way and unify across the board, even when it comes to religion, we'll continue to be in this ditch. But I don't blame us. I blame religion because religion is part of the tool that other groups use to separate us and keep us separated. What you think?
I think religion is definitely divisive, and I think it does keep us separated. I think the thing that I have a challenge with oftentimes with is we all coming up out the same Bible. Why do white religion, how do we use, what?
We not coming up out the same Bible.
Come on, tell me, Ruthie.
I mean, it's about the interpretation. And like we
Which
talked
one
about
you read?
the
You read the
messengers.
New American, you read the King James. I'd be like, thou shalt not that.
I think
Go ahead, say it.
The Bible is really like you can use it as a tool
or a weapon.
You can use it as a tool to really do whatever you want to do with it.
It's like data. The Bible is like data.
Except it's more it spells. Like
wait, what?
Like you can use the Bible to unlock like a bunch of different stuff. Like I ain't trying to get too deep into it, but it spells. Like, what's your favorite Bible verse? Like, do you have one?
It used to be, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
John 3:16, right?
Yeah,
that's the first one they teach.
That might have been the easiest
That's
one.
the first one they teach you.
But when it's time to eat, it's Jesus wept.
But think about your favorite Bible verse and like why you like it. Like what draws you to it. Like you might find some comfort in it. It might be because your grandma told you. I don't know. Like, well, think about what it is. But like, it's like, well, how do we find comfort in this? And then when is it uncomfortable? And it just depends on how you use it.
Revelation.
It depends on how you use it.
That's deep. That's true. Because you know you could get whooped out the same verse. You can. Riis, you said we got callers. Let's go to the live line. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson, Ruthie Moore, and DJ Riis the Rizula. Who's on the line? Caller?
Good morning. This is Lynette. I just was calling about the topic on... Hi. I was calling about the topic on the racism in the schools. My daughter goes to De La Salle. I'm sorry.
Go Meteors. I had a De La Salle too. Talk to me.
So I was just saying, I get what y'all saying and everything is, accurate, but I feel like nothing will ever really change until we talk economics for real, because at the end of the day, if we're not talking about opening up our own schools or doing nothing for our own kids, then what are our alternatives? Like the people that got the real money and the power in the Black community to do so, I feel like put their money where their mouth is. We can talk solutions all day long and talk about what they did in the past or how they're, but at the end of the day, nothing matters in this society but money. So if we're not talking about taking this money that we have in the Black community, Black churches, the billionaires in the Black churches and all that, we don't have not one Black school. When I say Black school, I mean really ran by Black people, not just a bunch of Black kids that go to a school full of a whole white staff. I mean, really opening up our own schools for our own kids. Nobody ever talks economics for real. Everybody stay away from the topic of money. Everything is ran about on money. I'm just saying, like, in general, I'm not saying your show particularly. I'm just saying, like, in general, when it comes to politicians and everything is diverted to everything else. And at the end of the day, nothing is really done about the money situation. Look at the schools on the South Side. I work for CPS. Look at the schools on the South Side as opposed to the schools on the North Side. It's all about money. So that's my intake on it. Nothing is going to ever change. We can talk about it all day long. But until we do for our own, open up our own, we got Black people with money that's capable of doing it, but they don't care enough to do it.
No, because they kids.
That's just my take on it.
I'm going to tell you what. So I got to agree with you on your take. And that's part of the reason that I was talking about the dude on YouTube. It's like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. These are all our kids. And it's like we're talking about choices between bad and worse. Marva Collins had a Black school, right? But I don't know that this, and I don't think let me say I wasn't trying to call. So I want to be clear that I'm not trying to denigrate CPS. And I'm not denigrating the Catholic schools. I'm talking about the choices that parents have to make when you're picking these locations. It's like pick your poison. And I do think economics comes to it, and it drives me nuts because, again, the Ungawa Black Power people be like, detest capitalism, but you can't build none without no money. And I don't, and I'm saying maybe it's a different way to get it. I'm saying give us our money. Let us control it. Let us make our money, and let's create those opportunities. It's funny, Ruthie, because, my attorney, one of my attorneys, when his kid wasn't getting the education that he needed, him and 5 other people teamed up and built a whole school for all their kids that was going through the same issue. Gave him a basketball team, classrooms, the whole thing. And it's funny that she says that because, like, remember what I was saying? At least our kids don't even have Saturday Black school. Like the Jews, the Greeks, everybody else got a school about their culture. So even if you can buttress your children when you send them into these arenas, where you equip them, you give them the armor, you give them, half the time our kids go into these arenas and they don't even have a response, which is what makes it worse. Because you don't have a sense of your culture. You don't know exactly what your culture is. And so my point is, like, I don't feel like you can't. I don't think you got to protect your kid from everything. It's just like when y'all say, put your kid on the CPS, on the CTA, and have them ride from here to there, and that's your passage up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we gotta buttress our children. Racism isn't going away anywhere. And I think that we often look to point at each other. And I said this before, we're more focused on catching the slaves than the slave master. So the slave master keeps on pumping out slaves because we busy calling each other out, as compared to recognizing that if we don't take that head out, that root out, it's going to keep on laying eggs. And it's going to keep on pushing those out. And so many of us, even in this debate, would choose to vilify the parents as compared to the system. And the parents are just saying, man, I just want my child to get a better chance. Like every parent, I got to say, I believe that 99.9% of the parents are not sending their kids to anywhere because they want them to experience racism. They are trying to give them the best opportunity that they can within their means, however that's defined or has been defined by them. Now, let's be clear. In our community, we have for a very long time defined right by being white. Period.
So, I mean, even if you think about like how you said, like, well, I'm trying to give my kids the best chance, like
to succeed in a racist society. And again, what does that look like? Like swimming through that, I feel like my parents thought that they were giving me the best chance. Swimming through that, they didn't give me the tools that I needed to get through it. Let me not say they didn't give. They gave me the educational tools. They did not give me the racial tools necessary to equip myself. So like even when I'm thinking about our brother who asked about his son being recruited, just know that them white boys don't love you and they don't love your son. You love your son. So you got to equip him. I'm not saying don't go to, because they're going to get showcased and it may be a way to offset those opportunities. But just be clear that they don't love you and they don't love your son unless he gets to the league or gets to a place where they could say, and then they gonna want to say they don't want the story of his family was wholesome and they were involved in his life and everything. No, they want to be like, the coach found this kid from Homewood Flossmoor like he didn't have no family, like they didn't pour into him and turned him into this athlete. Don't be poking your lips out at me. What?
I mean, is that a better existence?
What?
For young people to have to go through that?
I don't know. I'm saying, again, the biggest thing I feel like I can offer in this conversation is to tell parents that in this damning decision, either way, you got to buttress your kid. You got to buttress your kid. If you send them to CPS, you're going to have to be able to say, yo, you need to invest in a computer. You may need to invest in some extracurricular activities or figure out how you're going to allocate time, get access to resources to give your child some of the things that our kids don't have. If you're going to send your kid to a Catholic school, you're going to have to buttress them in a different way. So you probably won't have to teach them how to use a computer, but you will have to talk to them about a teacher that says that his A is different than a white person's A, right? That, Johnny, you can get 80 and we're going to round it up because you all good, as compared to saying who has racism with lower expectations or preconceived notions. And I think the other challenge is now when you're going into CPS, Femo, it's getting whiter and whiter. Or Latino and Latino. Right? I just saw like one of the blackest schools the other day, and they had a Latino principal. It was like all black kids on the Zoom with the Latino principal teaching them about Latino Heritage Week. Now you got to understand, I was like, wait, what? We still... And that's at CPS. So now you got to buttress your kid to be like, hey, yo. Like Erica was saying to, because Erica told us her son goes to Marist and he was all upset and been out of shape. And she was like, son, about the Latino, that's not your problem. That's not your issue. You got and trust me, yours is coming. No, I'm saying, I don't mean that I wish not the bad, but who are our allies? It's the same thing in the real world. Who are going to be our children's allies in those same locations? Okay, we got to talk about.
But hold on, wait. Let me just say one more thing. But we raising allies again. It goes into the whole concept of unity.
Wait, go back. Say that.
So if we raising allies, then we wonder why in 10 or 20 years we all talking about diversity and inclusion, and we can't even say black. It's because we be raising allies sometimes.
Ah.
So I don't know. I don't got the answer. I ain't even got no young people, but I just know that it's like you said. Sometimes you damned if you do, and you damned if you don't.
It was interesting. My son's mom called me up and said it was like right after the George Floyd stuff happened. Or no, right before the George Floyd, actually, and said, your son joined a group of guys, and they just started, they call it the African American Club at St. Rita. And it was because they felt the need to come together and form a network outside of the brotherhood. And it was interesting to see these young black boys coming into manhood, recognizing the differences. And it was dope to see them put their own thing together, right? Whereas in the time when I was coming up, that wasn't happening. It was funny because I watched as people from other schools, Catholic schools, was like, well, why they need to do this? And was laughing and was kind of making fun of them for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really, brother, that's your opportunity. Y'all could have used that as don't use it as an opportunity to kick them down. Use them as an opportunity to show them the crib.
Are the majority of white kids that go to Catholic schools Catholic versus the majority of black kids that go to Catholic school ain't Catholic?
I would say yes, but Catholic like not practicing.
No, but still, it can just like the Jewish people. It could be a culture and a religion, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Ruthie.
So are the majority of them Catholic though, right? Like in culture or in religion, the white people?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They are. And it's a benefit. Like you pay less, too, if you Catholic. And significantly less if you got multiple people in it. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I promise we're going to talk about John Gruden. We got any calls? All right, we're going to talk about John Gruden and not falling for the racism, because I feel like they trying to turn the F word into a racist word. John Gruden used racist comments and made it for 3 days without the thought of getting fired. 1 day of using the F word, and I'm not talking about filth, foreigner, flub. He was out of there. What is it when nigga is not enough? When nigga is not enough. Let's talk about it when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP Media's just for you and me.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
You got an inspirational word for today?
Oh, man, I'll be honored. Giving honor to God. Hey, man, on Sunday morning, it's early, so we got to give honor to God.
Yes, sir.
The good word for today is don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes in our life, in our walk, in our days, in our journeys, we find a way to just worry about so many things. And we just want to encourage you today that those worries is God's responsibility. It's God's responsibility, because at the end of the day, what we worry about, most times we can't handle it.
Yes.
If we would agree together, we can't handle it, so we have to give it to God. That's His responsibility. And our job is to simply believe.
Yes.
Simply believe. When we believe, the Bible says all things are possible.
Come on through here.
I better leave that alone. I feel my
Preaching already.
You feel it? So be anxious for nothing. Even the Bible says, don't worry about anything. In Matthew 6:33, it says, don't worry about anything, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these other things be added unto you. So we're here to encourage you.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:36 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. In sports today is playoff sports in Chicago. The White Sox will be hosting the Houston Astros at 1 p.m. today, as well as in the WNBA, the Chicago Sky is in Phoenix taking on the Mercury's today at 8 p.m. Both teams in Chicago need to get a win, so let's go Chicago. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, there's an accident, so it's an hour and a half delay. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24 minutes. On the Eden, also an accident, so from Deerfield to Exchange is an hour and a half as well. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 37 minutes. Accident on the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 76 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 44. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour and 2 minutes. Outbound will be 48 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 58 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 14 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. Accident on the northbound side, as it's to Randolph to Bryn Mawr, will be 8 minutes, but Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 28 minutes. Today's weather, it is still currently 63 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 70 with a low of 59. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here is Throwback here on the Mays Jackson Show.
Steve Stanton.
Let's reminisce. Yeah. Woo. See, I remember the first day we met, a Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history.
on now. We were making love. To the first time we let's reminisce of the whip. Whoa, making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you love somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. DJ Riis, the ruler. We're gonna have to continue that conversation. Different time, different place. So I want to talk about this John Gruden, right? John Gruden. Yesterday I was watching. Let me back up. So last week we saw in the paper, if you follow sports, we saw that John Gruden was accused in an email, not accused, but there were emails from 10 years ago released that showed him comparing the lips of DeMaurice Smith, the executive director of the NFL Players Association, saying he had lips like Michelin tires, as big as Michelin tires. Dumbo Morris, I think he called him. He called him a bunch of names, and you know I'll be making up people's nicknames. But when he talked about his lips, we know that it had a particular connotation. The NFL was outraged, sort of quote unquote, but as what typically happens, whenever a white person is accused of racist, they go find their black friends, and the black friends say, "Oh, I know him. He's better than that." Blah 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 blah. And this happened on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to point out that they talked about how Tony Dungy and Mike Tirico gave him a pass, gave John Gruden a pass, and didn't really talk about it and glazed over to two black announcers, while people like Randy Moss and players around the league was like, "What y'all gonna do?"
Randy Moss was crying.
These white boys, because how many of our black athletes have had to go through these white boys who have had all of these pent-up feelings, emotions, etc.? You know it, you feel it, but you can't say nothing. Think about Nick Saban and his black Alabama squad. The Magic Negro Conjurer. And these coaches really tick me off because it's all these white coaches that make all of this money because they know how to manage big Negroes. Essentially, they have us believing that we can't coach the kids that we've created. We can't coach the games that we played, and then they raise up these messianic coaches and turn them into these gods that white people love. These coaches and their colorful attitudes, because look at that white man controlling all. It's like the ringmaster almost. What? Why you hood?
Because when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling,
I thought you was trying to find out if Justin Fields had a black woman.
I've given up hope.
Okay.
But I mean, this is the systemic, like it's systemic, like the NFL, like, so all of this is coming to a head. So to see Randy Moss crying is like, Randy, stop. Randy Moss, stop. Because you're talking about you got to just put your head down and keep going. Like,
I'd have missed that.
You got to see it. Well, you might not want to see him crying.
I don't ever want to see no Negroes crying on TV. Especially not the best wide receiver. Like, I don't want to see no crying football players. I don't. And I'm tired of seeing Negroes crying because it's like we always cry. Like, I want to see mad black people. Like, that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let me go back. So, Ruthie, as I was watching NFL, the Monday Night Football, I jumped up. I was like, yes. And I went to post immediately. John Gruden fired for racist. Then I went and looked at the story. And guess what, Ruthie? He wasn't, because when they put it across the screen, it was fired for racist comments. But really, it was only earlier today that they saw the emails in which they used the F word in reference to homosexuals. He called the commissioner the F word, and not a foreign filth person. Rhymes with the maggot. Now in the paper they wrote it. I'm not saying it because y'all will be done clipped it and turned it in the maze. It's homophobic. But Ruthie, I had to go back and edit my post because I was deflated. Because I felt like, Ruthie, finally, a white boy is going to get it for dogging a black person. And then, Ruthie, I went to the thing and I saw that it was the F word that really inspired all of these moves.
Because he got a gay player on his team.
Well, but did you see that he was, but not just because he's got a gay player on his team, he was against the commissioner for forcing them to draft Michael Sam, who was the first openly gay player who never even made the league. Mm-hmm. But I was just thinking like, dang, niggas not enough. Now
because all them black people came out caping. And I get that it was 10 years ago. Like, I get it. I do think people can, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Jeezy Pete's, like, they literally, the amount of black men I saw speaking out in favor of that man.
See, I was busy getting ready for the tailgate, so I missed all of that. And I didn't know that was that many people caping. But I believe it, because it was the same thing of yesterday when we had the conversation about black folks always feeling the need to accommodate white folks. Because Ruthie, at the cookout, some white people showed up. 2 white guys that was the workers. And tried to get some plates. And I didn't want to give them plates. And I didn't feel like I didn't want to give them plates. And do you know that they went around and found some Negroes to give them some plates? And when I said, why y'all feeding them? They was like, because we got white blood. You got white blood. We can't be like that. And the brothers found every reason to accommodate these 2 white dudes who did not ask to join us, did not bring anything, didn't come. Think about how many Negroes we done canceled from coming to the picnic, from the barbecue. And these fools letting white boys sit down and eat that they didn't even bring nothing to the plate. And so, Ruthie, I gotta ask you, is nigga enough anymore? Like, is it enough to get... Is there anything that they can say or do that can offend black people that white people feel the need to apologize for?
No, because we got to be the ones to stop giving out the passes. It got to be us. And you see, I saw a lot of black people speaking up for Dave Chappelle. Like a lot. Like black people like, this is my moment. This is my moment to publicly agree with what Dave Chappelle was saying. But I also saw some black people who didn't agree with Dave Chappelle.
Now, who were those people?
Now
you're talking about the Black Justice Alliance,
but I'm saying, like, people speak up and speak out against things that they feel like impact them. So to see those black men being like, he ain't that bad. The first question I said, did you see any LGBTQ people come out and say that he ain't that bad? That I know him. Like, come on now. We so forgiving as black people.
I guess my question is, why? Like, and when do we, like, Ruthie, one time, I want us to just be mad. Like, I don't even feel, okay. There was a time when you knew, like, do you think you have friends that have used racist language, or people that you know that have used that when you're not around, or people that you associate with?
Of course.
When they get caught, you can still be my friend, my associate, but you gotta take that V. I can't stop this pumpkin head you gonna come. I don't understand why black people be trying to save the white people from the pumpkin head. Like, what is it? Like, I almost feel like remember when Ruthie, yesterday when they gave the plate out to the white guys, I was like, y'all do realize that this is how Dylan Roof happened. Right? Like, black people were somewhere busy in their own space, in their own neighborhood, fellowshipping. When a white boy walked up, came into church, and when they closed their eyes and put their head down, he shot him. And before they had him captured, we was on TV talking about, we forgive you. No, we don't. We accepted Barack Obama on the same day that he passed gay marriage, singing to us Amazing Grace over the death of a black man. We accepted them saying, oh, well, if I would have had a son, he would have looked like me. That's enough. Who is going... When do white people pay for the racism? Because I'm just telling y'all, they cannot. The NFL cannot claim that he got fired for racism. I don't even want to hear it in the conversation. Stop. Don't say racist and homophobic. Say he got fired because he used the F word. Because when he was talking about tiger lips and all type of other... And I got to tell y'all that y'all do validate it. When y'all be like, it wasn't that bad, but can I tell you, the validation of what happens in John Gruden, is what happens to the black football player who goes to an all-white school when they decide they want to start talking crazy. Hey, tire lips. I mean, I'm just telling you. And the validation, the nobody stepping up or protecting only makes it trickle down. The fact that the response from, and I gotta say, I'm disgusted to know that Randy Moss was crying. Because guess what that means? That the white boy who does it ain't gonna see, oh damn, I'm gonna get my mouth knocked backwards. He gonna see, oh, he gonna cry anyway. And if you was already on some bullyish, you gonna ride that down. Imagine Randy Moss looks dead at the camera and say, I'm gonna kick that white boy ass. On the same weekend that Tyson Fury beat up our boy, y'all run around here giving white folks passes like crazy. And it's going to get out of control because they're going to start testing people. And I got to help you understand. If y'all don't think it, y'all done seen how the white guys do the hazing at these schools with these broomsticks and all of this stuff. And I just got to tell you, when peer pressure raises in those environments, it's not a lot of black people that are equipped to step up. Kids. And a lot of times when a kid is getting abused, you just don't want to be the abused. And people go to the majority. So if you're at the white school and your kid no longer, I got to help y'all understand we got to give them defense. Like Randy Moss crying don't help the kid in high school who got somebody talking about, and trust me when I tell you the white boys use it, they do it. If you ain't offering to whoop their ass every day, they gonna try you, and especially if they from Mount Greenwood. So now when you on TV crying, like, that's the image that is playing in the head of the white boy that is going to be trying to pull it on at the game. See, when we see our people under assault, and we say, oh, it's okay. It validates the next person who either doesn't care or is the only pushback is he might get his ass whooped. But if he don't fear getting his ass whooped or some consequence for abuse, what happens? You continue to be abused. No more crying Negroes on TV. Y'all can I don't even want to see you crying when you win the world championship.
It's okay to cry. There's nothing wrong with crying.
It is. You can't cry when somebody just called you a ninja. You got to punch him in the mouth and say, I'm sorry I killed him. I'm crying for that. And I'm a look, y'all. This is not a diss. If you don't equip your child to be in these spaces, he may not be the victim, but is he equipped to step up and stand up for his other black kid at the school? Because I'm telling you, when you the athlete, you the star, they pull you in. They shelter you from, don't worry about what's going on out there in that world. You get to walk the halls. You get to do all the stuff, but you're not subjected to the same stuff that the regular black student is going in because you special. Until you not. And then that's where you find that purgatory that a lot of our athletes exist in Chicago particularly. Right? That purgatory where everybody knows your name, so the moment that they see you and you ain't doing your thing, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And all them Catholic League stars and all them coaches and all them people, once you was gone, if you didn't go on to the league, they didn't keep up with you. They didn't care about you. It's and I would challenge the Catholic League, right? Look, how many black kids come back? How many black kids come back or pump up the school that they went to?
Because what's their connection? It ain't their religion. It ain't their culture.
Right.
So really, what's the connection?
We go back to Bolingbrook because we was the greatest. But again, that ain't the experience of most of the black folks. And there's a point in each one of those, it is not all right for men to cry.
Yes, it is. Some of y'all need to cry.
Sensitive thugs, you all need hugs. Hey, man, we did enough crying. I'm just telling you, I'm going to tell you like I tell my son, you better not cry. You better not. And if you do, better not nobody see it. You got to put the mask on, because any sign of weakness, they will exploit it. Got to be a safe space. I hear you.
Because, I mean, like kind of like how Randy Moss was talking about, like how you just put your head down because more people depending on you. It's about money. But to me, that's also weakness. If you willing to bend just for the dough, that's weakness too. So don't cry now. You already bent over. Enjoy it. Don't be crying now because you realize that, it ain't sweet. Like,
I think that the reality is most of our athletes, until they're confronted with, like, if you made it to the elite status.
And them are gladiators.
Yes. And they are gladiators for white entertainment, though. Real talk. And I'm just telling you, like, at the high school level, them alumni want to see them boys playing. They don't care whose bodies get broke up. It's the Mace Jackson show. And I just need for y'all to say, like, can I just point out something? Could y'all imagine what the black players could have done to the sports lines this weekend? I'm just saying, like, could you imagine if the black players was
y'all wouldn't have wanted that because black men, y'all want to see sports.
No, when I say
y'all would have told them.
No, sports lines. I would have told us, can we have the secret pipeline so that all the black people know that
Y'all
every
ain't
team
about
they
that.
on, we finna sit down,
Y'all
the
ain't
whitest
about that
team,
action.
the same white. Ruthie,
Y'all ain't about that
Ruthie,
action.
why you be hating?
Because we had a chance. We had a chance. Literally, the eyes of the globe.
I don't remember that.
Lay your jerseys down, my brothers. And guess what they did?
Hey, Riis.
I gotta provide for my family.
So did Colin.
It's about money.
So did Colin when he signed that Nike deal.
It's about money.
I got some Colin Kaepernick Liberation Air Force One.
And either we gonna control our economics, either we gonna control our spirituality,
I want it all.
Or we gonna keep on being in this same cycle, crying because the white man showed us that he was white. I played in this league for 15 years. Okay, you probably got like $15 or so million and a white woman, Randy Moss. Stop playing with me. I'm trying to hit that. That's how I'm rocking.
Ruthie is so harsh.
It's just too much for me, honestly, at this point.
Good Lord, Ruthie.
We all knew about the NFL, like, and you.
So are we? So here's my thing.
We ain't gonna do nothing about it. He's talking about some, your time is running out.
Oh, we see Eminem.
What Randy Moss
we
gonna do?
We got Eminem, Dre, and Mary J. Blige, and for you, Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl. You tripping, Ruthie.
And the first name you said was Eminem, and I'm done.
I did that on purpose, though.
And guess what, Randy
Moss? I did that on purpose.
And Riis, he had on the suit. So Randy Moss can put on his suit.
I did that on purpose.
And they still would don't accept him.
So we should come. Yeah, that's why everybody should join What's in it for the Black People Media. Right? We could have our own Saturday show. Riis still trying to find him a co-host for Kickback Kickoff. You know what? You should put Ruthie on.
No, he
shouldn't. You know what I need? So you know what?
You put Ruthie and be like, I hate all of these. Huh?
I said, I need a female. I think I got 2 guys right now, so I think I need a female to be.
So I want to see the audition before you put it on there. I want to see
my perspective is too petty.
No, we gotta have it. That'd be funny. Like the Ruthie cam. Like we should just cut the Ruthie. You a punk anyway. You shouldn't have, like we'd be like, and today on Ruthie's commentary.
I mean, if we really like get for real about it, like if we talking about economics, like more of these superstar athletes need to marry black. That's all. And it's 9 o'clock. That's all I'm saying.
So on that note, you terrible. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. For Maze, Ruthie, Riis. Are we saying Todd's name anymore? He's still on the banner.
Still on it.
He's still on the banner. All right, until his name ain't on the banner, then Maze, Ruthie, Riis, and Todd. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. What's funny?
I'm looking at these comments at the end.
What's that wet stuff? What that?
It's rain. Maybe it's raining outside.
Y'all be having all these things. I be like, I don't know what none of this.
Don't try to interpret it, because it just depends on who's sending it, what they mean.
I don't be knowing nothing. All right, so for Maze, Ruthie, Riis, and Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, hey, Summer, it's good to have you back. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.